Hello everyone, myself Chandana. Today I am going to talk about base SAS day 5 class. We already seen first 4 classes. Today we are going to learn how to read non-standard numeric data. Okay? So basically we have two types of data. One is standard numeric data and the non-standard numeric data. For example, numeric data when it is having like this, just like normal numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, or 8, 9, 0, 7, 5, 6, 7, 4. These are called standard numeric data. And when it comes to character data, characters contains letters, numbers, special characters. Like for example, Ravi 94538. This is also can be come under character data, and plus one symbols. So in character data, it can include letters, numbers, and also symbols. When it comes to numeric data, it contains purely numbers. So we have to perform some calculation, whereas date and time, currency are non-standard numeric data because they contain numbers and also some characters. For example, see date 25th December 2019. December is the character data, and here they have some special characters like slash. And also when it comes to currency, they contain numbers and some special characters. See, at currency we have dollar symbol, and here we have comma. So these are called as this date and time and currency. These numbers are called as non-standard numeric data. Okay. Usually for character data and numeric data, we have seen in our first 4 classes, we run the program by giving card statement and input statement, and it will give us report. But here let's see how it is going to come, whether SAS read this program or it will not. Okay, let's see an example. So I have an example here. Data, opening date, and input region dollar, because we are going to assign character data. Opening date and closing date. Okay, so cards, this is how we do, right? Our normal program will give cards, and I'm going to give some region USA, maybe California, and opening date will be 03 December 1999. Okay, and New York, sorry, I forgot to give closing date, 19th October 1999. And for New York, the opening date is 04 October 1999 and 05 October 1999. Okay, and now I'm going to run the program. Proc print data equal to opening date. Run. Okay, now run the program. See, I got the region, but I didn't get the opening date and closing date. Why? Because it contains both character data and numeric data. So it's a non-standard numeric data. So for this reason, we have to use we have to use informat and format statement. What happens if we use informat and format statement? See, to perform some calculations using date, time, and currency, we have to follow some rules like first we have to convert those functions into SAS understandable format, that is standard format like into numbers. So we have to convert them into functions, those functions into SAS understandable format so that SAS can work on it so easily. Okay, how to convert this? Okay, so how to convert this 03 December 1999 into SAS understandable format? So it has to be completely numbers. How can I do that? Give in format statement. Okay, in format statement. But how? This statement didn't mention how, right? Okay, so using informat statement, we can read non-standard data, that is date, time, and currency as numbers used to convert non-standard data into standard data. Okay, so here we have different formats and informats. Okay, so if the informat is in this form, date w is nothing but width of the value. Okay, I will explain you that later in the example. Okay, see, we have definition of this is reads dates in form DDMMYY or DDMMYYYY. Okay, DD means date, MM means month, and YYY means year. Okay, and the width can be range up to 6 to 32, and the default width is 6. Okay, so we have some examples here for date and informat and format. If we want to get your date to be like this, use this informat statement. If your date is like this, just use this informat statement, and you can use any of these format statements like however you want to represent your date results. Okay, so let's take some example. Where is my Okay, my date format is 03 December 1999. Okay, so for this, what is the informat that I have to use? So 03 December. Okay, this is the format I got. So for this, I have to use this informat. Okay, to make it in a SAS readable format. Okay, okay, now I'm using. I will copy paste this here. Okay, now I am using here date 9 dot format, and here also the same, so that SAS can be able to read this program. Okay, now let me run the program. Okay, now I got some numbers, but what are these numbers? So basically, SAS, if we didn't mention start date, then SAS automatically takes January 1st, 1960 as the start date. So it's counting the number of days between 1960 January 1st to 03 December 1999, and same for everything. So this is what it is doing with the informat statement. So now it is able to read, but it did like this. So but we don't need that values, right? So for that, what we have to do now? So now we are going to apply format statement. So format, what it will do, using format statement we can read standard data, that is numbers, into dates, time, and currency used to convert standard data into non-standard data. Okay, so we already got standard data by using informat statement. See, we got standard data by using informat data, which is in a readable format, but now we use format data because we want this non-standard format in our results. We don't want that this format, right? Because nobody is going to understand what is this. So now we are going to apply format. Okay, I'm going to apply the same thing here. Sorry, I'm going to apply the same thing here. Okay, now run the program, because I'm giving the same thing because I want the same date format here. Okay, now run the program. Okay, now I got it. This is how we do non-standard date format. Okay, by using informat and format. Okay, so what if I need in the result should be in different format? For example, I want my result should be in maybe in this format, Friday December 12th 2003. For this, what I have to do, I have to apply format week date 20 dot. Let me try that one. Week date 20 dot 20 dot, and here also the same. Why the same? I will go for something else. Maybe I will try word date x20. Okay, word date x20 dot. Okay, now run the program. See, now here I got Friday December 3rd 1999. Here I got 19th October 1999. Okay, so this is how we convert. This is how we read non-standard data in the SAS, that too for date format. Okay, now we will see about Julian date. What is Julian date first of all? Okay, we will see Julian date. So normally Julian date is a 5-digit number in which two digits, either first two or last two, represents year, and rest three digits represents day of the year number. For example, 28th May 2012 is stored as 12148 or 14812. What is this 12148 or 14812? The first, in this example, let me explain you guys here. One, so it has been stored as 12148 or 14812. So it can be stored as this or like this. So first 121 is the 121st, I'm sorry. So first 12 is the year and 148 is the 148th day of 2012. Here, when it comes to this example, the first three letters are 148th day of 2012. Okay, this is how Julian dates are given. See, since 28th May is the 148th day of the year and 12 represents last two digits of the year, the informat for this is Julian 5 dot. Like for date format, we use Julian 5 dot. Okay, this is the informat for Julian dates. Okay, and here another example for Julian 7 dot. Here they are represented as Julian 5 dot, but what if it has been given in Julian 7 dot? It's 28th May, same 28th May 2012 is stored as 2012 148. See, it's been stored as 1 to 2012 148. That means first four letters is representing the year and next three letters are 148th day of 2012. Okay, so or else it can be represented as 148. That means 148th day of 2012. Okay, for this one the informat is Julian 5 dot, and here the informat is Julian 7 dot. Okay, so now let's go and see an example for this Julian date. Okay, let's take the same example, copy paste. Okay, now I'm going to just change this thing. I will give something like 231. Zero, 1, 2. I will give here 1, 3, 2, and here I will give 0, 9, 4. Okay, now I'm gonna take off this just to make sure whether it's a non. So I want to convert this into readable format, right? Like everybody can understand, even though the SAS will be able to read this program, but still nobody can understand these dates, right? See, when I run the program, SAS is able to read this program because all of these are numeric numbers. But the thing is, no one is going to understand what is this date or year because it's in Julian format. Okay, now I'm going to apply informat and format statement. Okay, so in which format is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means Julian 7 dot format. Okay, the width of the data value is nothing but the Julian 7 dot. If it is 5, the width of the this number is 5, then it is Julian 5 dot. Okay, so Julian 7 dot, and convert this into Julian 7 dot. Okay, now how I want to convert these dates into, I want to convert them into with date 20 and word date x20. I want these dates to be look like this. Okay, let me try to run this program. Okay, okay, now I got the answers. So this Julian number 1999 to 31 is nothing but August 19th, Thursday 1999. Okay, this is how we read the Julian date values. Okay, by using Julian 5 dot or Julian 7 dot format. Okay, now next move to the time. How we read time in the SAS? It's also a non-standard numeric data. So time. We got two types of time format. One looks like this. Sorry, colon. So usually the time looks like this. And the another format is what? This is AM PM format. So we got only two types of time format. Okay, how to make understandable to the SAS by giving format and informat statement, we will be able to read the times in the SAS. Okay, so for times, as we have default date, if we didn't give the starting date in SAS, like how it assumes 1st January 1960 is the default date, default starting date. SAS assumes midnight of the same day, 0000, that means midnight, as the default date, default time. Okay, SAS time value is a value that represents the number of seconds between midnight and the specified time. That means if we give 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it counts the seconds between midnight, from 12 o'clock to afternoon 12 o'clock. How many seconds are there, that is going to represent in your result. Okay, so for example, if 60 is for 12:01 a.m., that means from 12 o'clock it was only 1 minute, so that means since it is 60 seconds from midnight. Okay, if we mention, if in the results we got 95 for 12:01:35 a.m., since it is 95 seconds after midnight. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay, data meeting, probably I might take the same. Why time waste? I will take copy the same thing from here, copy. Okay, okay, I am going to make it as opening time. Okay, so opening, change it to opening time, and the same opening time. Now I'm going to take this off from here. I don't want that. Let me try just like this way, what I'm going to get. So I'm going to give the time as 90 0023, and here I'm going to give 00. Into 01 13. Okay, this is the time that I gave. Let's change the opening time. Okay, now this is my normal SAS program. Okay, if I run this program, let's see whether I'm going to get it or not. I didn't get the values because these data values are the non-standard numeric data because it's containing some symbols. Okay, now let me give some informat statement. Informat, copy these values. Okay, now so now I'm going to give. So what are the formats that I have for time? Yeah, see, we have two types of formats. One is Informat time 8 dot and the other one is time 10 dot. Means it's giving just it's showing just the numbers, but this one is showing with AM PM format. So what so W is here, Informat is time W dot. Time W is nothing but the width of the value. The width can be range from 5 to 32, but the default width is 8. Okay, now our format, our values are in the format of time 8 dot. Okay, for time 8 dot, Informat is time 8 dot. Okay, now let's give time 8 dot format. Here now I'm going to put time 8 dot and same here as well, time 8 dot. Okay, now run the program. Okay, now we got some numbers that SAS is able to read these numbers now, but what we got here, we got 684233670. What is this? If we give this, if you, for example, if we are giving an opening time for a shop, if we mention it as 68423, is anyone going to understand this? No, because it's showing number of seconds in between this 190023 to the midnight of the day. Okay, so that's why we have to give format statement now. Format, if I want to get, if I want to get the same values as this, I'm going to give the same time 8 dot, but for the closing time I don't want that to be in the time 8 dot. Let me change it to time AM PM 10 dot format. Okay, now run the program. Okay, for opening time I got time 8 dot format, and for closing time I got time AM PM format. Okay, so this is how we read time in the SAS. Time is a non-standard data. Next, move on to the date and time combination. Oh, sorry. Okay. So how it looks for date and time combination. Okay. A SAS date and time is a special value that combines both date and time values, which is stored as a number of seconds between midnight on January 1st, 1960 and a given date and time. For example, that the SAS date time for April 22, 1989 at 4:10 p.m. equals to 92,488,384 seconds. So this 92,488 384 is the total number of seconds between January 1st, 1960 at 0000 am, that is midnight, and April 22nd, 1989 at 4:10:45 pm. Okay, but in real time we do not use this. Let me explain you with a example. Sorry. Date, birth date, time. Both date and time, right? So input ID, birth, date, time. Okay. Codes. Sorry, data. One oh one. Now I have to give birth date and time. So both. That means 01 January 1960, and now time 0001:00 am. Okay, and now 0 to 12 December 1970. Maybe I will give here PM 103. Okay, now run the program. Print data equal to, change the birth date, time, and the program. Okay, so now I have given date and time combination, but one before going into informat and format statements, let's try to run the program to see whether it works or not. No, we didn't get the values here because it's a non-standard data, non-standard numeric data. Okay, now let's try to give the format. So what is the format? Informat. What is the informat state? What is the informats that we have to use for date and time? Let's go and check it. Okay, for date and time we have two types. One is AM PM method and the another one is the regular one without AM PM. See, 12 December 2003, and here we have the time. For that we have to use date time 18 dot. That means the width is 18. Okay, and for format also date time 18 dot. So if we give something in AM PM format, then we have to use 20 dot. So what we have now in our values, data values, we have AM PM format. That means date time 20 dot. Okay, let's go and give date time 20 dot format. I'm going to copy this here. date time 20 dot. Okay, this is what we got. Now probably SAS will be able to read this program. Okay, now run the program. Okay, now we got these values. What is these values? The first one is 60 seconds. So now it is counting the default. So we got one default date, right? From that date to given time, how many seconds? So what is our SAS default time? January 1st, 1960. We have the same value here. So it is counting till 1 minute or so. 1 minute means 60 seconds. That's what we got in the answer here. So it is counting 60 seconds from January 1st, 1960 to the date and time that we have given. Okay, what is the second value? 12 December 1970, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Okay, so here we got answer. This is the seconds. How many seconds in between 1st January 1960 to this date and time? Okay, this is how we read date and time in the SAS. Okay, but SAS can be able to read this kind of results, but not us, right? If we give something like this to someone and we ask them to read this data as birth date and time, they are not going to understand what is this. So we have to convert them into understandable format for everyone. So now apply format, copy this. So I'm trying to print the same values as like this. So I have given the same date time 20 dot. Now let me try this. Okay, now I got this. January 20, 1960, but I didn't get the AM PM. I got everything but I didn't get the AM PM. What might be the reason? Because I have given date time 20 dot only, but I have didn't mention it's I want that to be in the AM PM. So let's mention AM PM. For AM PM, what is the format that we have to use? Date AM PM 20 dot. Okay, now I will take off this time and give AM PM. Now you will be able to read this into AM PM. Okay, see, now we got it in AM PM format. Okay, this is how we read date and time combination in the SAS environment. Okay, now let's see about amount, how to read amount in the SAS. We usually mention amount in two forms. One is with commas like this, and the another method and the another format is we mention it this way, dollar, like this. This is the two formats we usually use for mentioning, to mention the amount or currency. So for this format we usually use the Informat. Let's see here. For currency we use comma. Comma w dot. W dot is nothing but width of the value. We can increase it based on the width of our number. Okay. So reads numeric values in the form of n, comma, n, n. So width range is 4 n and default width is 4. Okay. For dollar, same. If we want to read it in dollar symbol, then we use, for commas we use Informat comma 9 dot, And for dollar we use $6 dot format. Okay, now try this with an example. Okay, data, currency, input, ID, salary, informat. Okay, let me try without format and informat statement. First, cards. Okay, for ID 101, salary 5,000, maybe 50,000, and 102, 25,000. Then proc paint data equal to currency run. Okay, now run the program and let's see what we will get. So basically this program is not going to run. Let's see the log window. Error statement is not valid or it is used out of proper order. Unrecognized form of the run statement. Use either run or run cancel. Okay, what's the problem? Let's go and see. Okay, here I forgot the semicolon. Okay, now run the program. Okay, for salary values, I didn't get anything. It's showing as missing values. Why? The salary, this numbers is having symbol, comma. So for SAS to read this program, we have to give informat for salary. Okay, what is the informat I have to give? So the informat will be comma 9 dot. Okay. So the width of my values is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I will give comma 6 dot because I have mentioned 6. Width is 6, right? Comma 6 dot. Okay, now run the program. Now I got it right, but I didn't get commas. Why? Let me go and see. Let me give 7. Okay, sorry. So it's going to read as 6 dot, but if I want to get the entire whole thing with the comma, then I have to give format. Format salary into comma 7 dot. Okay, now run the program. This maybe 6 dot is enough because it's only 6 width. Okay, now I got with commas. This is how we do for currency. What if I want these numbers to be in the dollar format? Now change it to, we have to include dollar also, right? So for dollar 7 dot. Previously we have given 6 dot because we have only 6, width of this numbers is 6 including comma, but we have to include dollar also, dollar symbol, so we have given dollar 7 dot. Now run the program. Okay, now you got it right. See, for example, if I include 2 more zeros here, maybe the other way, and 2 more symbol, 2 more, Now what is the width? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now give 10 dot. Okay, now run the program. Now I got it right. This is how we convert currency values or currency values. This is how we read currency values in the SAS. Okay, now let's, what if we have decimal values? Decimal values like dot, 0, 0, 7, something like this, or dot 678. What I have to do? Can I run this program? Maybe can I see whether I will get it or not? No, I didn't get the decimals. So for this reason, we have another format called, see here we have another format for decimals. For decimals, we have to include all the numbers in the first value, like 1, 2, total number of width 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this 13 comes here. And now what are the numbers after? How many numbers are there after decimal point? 1, 2, 3. Now this 3 comes here. Okay. Now, okay, 3 dot. But I need it in the dollar format, right? Let's me increase it to extra 1. Okay, now run the program. See, this is how we get decimals, currencies with decimals. So we use same comma and dollar format and informats, but what we are doing, we are including all the width. We are including all this width, how many numbers, how many width columns here in like 13 dot, and we are giving this decimal point next to it, point like that. Okay, let me try with another example. Maybe it is 50.007 and this is 2500.678. For this, what we will give? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here it comes 6.3. Okay, and here what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so overall we have 9, so maybe I will include that 9 here because it has to read this one also, right? And for dollar, what I will give? 9.3. Okay, maybe 10.3 because I want the dollar symbol also. Now run the program. Let's see. Okay, now I got this value, right? So this is how we read currency or amount in the SAS environment. But we have a shortcut. Rather than writing another informat statement like this every time, so shortcut for that, declare the informat statement in the input statement itself using a colon. So how to declare that? Instead of writing this informat statement every time in every program, just declare this in the input statement itself. Let's see how we do that. Okay, I'm declaring this. Copy this informat. Okay, now I'm declaring this here itself. Okay, now try to run the program. I got the same result, right, like earlier. So this is the shortcut. Rather than writing another informat statement, declare the informat right next to the variable, okay, in the input statement itself. See, now try for another one. Okay, in the informat, this is the informat here. Okay, now I'm going to declare that in the input statement itself. Now I will take off this Informat statement completely and now run the program. So we got it. This is how we declare Informat statement in the input statement next to the variable itself. Now let's see for this one how we will do that. So here we have two variable names. What we do is we will declare this next to the opening time, and this Informat goes to next to the closing time. Okay, now remove this Informat. Okay, now run the program. It works, right? So this is how we do, this is how we read non-standard numeric data in the SAS. Okay, thank you for watching.